Let's get into Miss NeNe Leakes' child. Okay, not the young one, the older one. Okay, this is Bryson, not to be mistaken for Brent, although that's what he told the police officers, as well as giving them the address to the house that his mama done sold when they caught up with him. All right, so those people that do not know, Mr. Brent was arrested. Okay, he was arrested for I believe he had fentanyl on him or something like that. He was arrested. Let me read the headline. NeNe Leakes' son, Bryson Bryant, arrested for possession of fentanyl. Okay. And he did give these people his brother's name. But here's what the gag was for me. I believe they gave him like a $3,500 bond, I think it was. And I was a little confused. Like, why would y'all get this boy a $3,500 bond? Because that ain't nothing. He could just pay a little something, then he back out here. So y'all felt like it was so bad for him to be arrested for being in possession of it. Why would you let him back out for him to get access to it? And it's not just Brent, it's just in general. Why would you make the bail so low that they could get back out here and sell the same product? Like, it's giving cash grab. Y'all see something, let's snag these people up so we can bring more money into the city. Like, what's really going on? But here's the gag that's funny. Okay, not really funny, but I'm glad, because they're saying her oldest son is unable to afford an attorney. All right. Now I don't know about the bond, so I'm not sure if he's in or he's out. I'm sure he's probably out, but he cannot afford an attorney, and he will be getting him a court ordered or public defender for his case. I actually love this because I felt like NeNe has been through a lot since she left Bravo, from dealing with Greg to Greg passing to being sued by her man's wife to her son Brent being in a car accident or whatever, and him having to relearn how to walk. And then now here it is, Bryson over here doing some foolishness. And I was like, man, every time he goes out here and do stuff like this, it falls back on NeNe. NeNe the one that's gonna have to pay for this stuff. And I'm so glad that she gonna let him sit in his SHI. And now you got to sit up there with a public defender, and you better hope that he's a good one. I mean, and because I feel like this ain't his first time messing up. He's been caught up with the law previously as well, which is another reason why his bond shouldn't have been so low. But go ahead, Niecy.
All I said was he looked like he'd be up to no good, like just based on this picture right here.
Oh yeah,
he just gives like one of them lazy, trifling kids. And I don't think that she should worry. I think she should be carefree.
I'm gonna tell you, the first thing he did was stole a toothbrush out of Walmart. I never forget that shit. That was the first thing he did. Yep, stole a toothbrush out of fucking Walmart. It was extremely dumb.
That's like one of the Ball brothers going to China trying to steal something, and you know you can afford it, so why would you steal it? Like, stupid stuff.
For attention, to embarrass your mom because you're angry with her, and to fit in. I think he did it to fit in, but deep down, I think it was to embarrass his mom, because to me, giving Bryson's, is it Bryson or Brent that's the younger one?
Brent,
using Brent's name was, like, to me, the ultimate betrayal. Like, you getting caught up and you gonna use your little brother name, who then got, just recently had all of these issues and shit with his health, and you put his name down as the person that did the shit. Like, it just kind of feel like it's one of them times where you're in a sunken place and you're resentful. Brent probably had a better childhood because he had your boy in his life as as his real father the whole time. Yep. I think he got to be with NeNe when she wasn't struggling, as opposed to Bryson that was with her when she was still wrapping herself around a stripper pole with her original nose. So I think that, he's a lost cause, and she should let him fend for himself. I wouldn't have nothing to do with him.
And I agree with that. Care.
Yeah, cut it off.
I agree. I hate to say it. Sometimes you gotta let your kids just go ahead and do what they're gonna do. They're gonna do it anyway. Cause that's just how they is. So anything else on NeNe and the son Bryson, who wants to be known as Brent? That's it. All right. Before we go,
fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
People be taking that for real.
I think a lot of them take it unknowingly. Either that or
when they use it, I think they want to die, and they just don't want to admit that they want to die. Because like Kodak Black like uses fentanyl. And I think there are some people, they don't want to admit it, y'all. I think if they OD, they'll try to act like it was an accident.
Yeah.
But I feel like people be looking for fentanyl. Like, I think y'all be wanting to be that fucked up and just don't know the doses that you should take in order to live past it. But I think that a lot of people choose to take that drug more so than being laced with it. Because sometimes I'm like, why would you put extra money into a drug to lace it to kill somebody so you can't make more money off of them? That's not smart. Like, the only time people do that is when they like psychos or they make a mistake with cooking a batch. But the way that shit was happening at one point, like somebody just decided to put fentanyl in everybody's cocaine. I don't believe that. I think that y'all was like using the fentanyl and dying. But whatever.
And another reason with it being so serious, why would his bail be that damn low? Just don't make sense to me. But y'all do what y'all gonna do.
They're in Atlanta, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they gave him an option to go to rehab. Maybe that's why the bail was low.
For him to go to rehab?
Yeah.
I wonder how he gonna afford that, because then that's gonna be at his expense. I guess they don't care because it's up to him to afford an attorney too. So I don't know, but I ain't see that reported, but it could be. It could be. All right, guys, we are about to get into one last topic. I know it's one that you guys have been waiting on for a very long time. Shout out to Jay for the super chat. I love the hair switch, Jamie. It's giving Olivia Pope. Thank you so much, and thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Ariane, for the super chat. I definitely feel bad for NeNe, all that she went through. I wish we could have a peek into life, I guess, into her life now, honey, because it's giving much, much more than Real Housewives of Atlanta. Thank you for the super chat.
I feel sorry for her.
I think that's a lot to go through, back to back to back to back to back to back to back. And then these are issues that ain't your own and they fall on you. Except for the wife suing. Except for the wife suing.
Yeah.
And the Bravo thing.
Oh, I was talking about everything post Bravo. That's what I.
Oh, okay.
That's what
I was talking about her family situation.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I
the
could
dad
go even
dying,
way back.
the boys having to deal with the boys by yourself and not having Greg's guidance or anything.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. That nigga was fucked up before Brent died. I think he been fucked up, and I think he was fucked
before
up.
Greg died.
I'm sorry, yeah, before Greg died. I'm sorry.
I know.
Yeah, I think he was fucked up before Greg died. I think that unfortunately, if you don't get a hold of boy children between the ages of 3 and 6, they just might go out here into the world and act a fucking fool for the rest of their life.
I think this is more broad than that. 10. I say 10.
You think 10? See, I say the earlier, because I feel like right around 7, 8, them fucking kids start waking up in their minds and you start finding out how much little assholes they are. So I give it younger. But and not just because, like, I can remember, for instance, with my niece, when she was 6 years old, she was like reacting to me and her mom fighting all the time. Like, I can remember laying in the bed one day and my 6-year-old niece walks into my bedroom and punches me in the face out of nowhere. Like, I'm just laying there asleep and she walks into the room and hits me in the face. And she was only 6 years old. And I wanted to throw her across the room so bad, but I didn't. I love her. Okay. She's like 20. She's 23 now. She's an amazing young woman. Okay. She's in school. She's doing everything she's supposed to do. Okay. I love her. That's my baby. But like, I definitely feel like much of the issues in our relationship were because me and her mama didn't get along. And because me and her mama spent most of her pregnancy in our lives fighting. So your kid come out looking more like me. But at the end of the day, when I look at NeNe, and I'm not saying it's all her fault. I'm just saying the circumstances of her life before she got with Greg makes me feel like she wasn't as stable. And that's the reason why the oldest son didn't get the upbringing that he feels like he should have gotten in comparison, because she was able to provide more and a better lifestyle. But to be clear, I'm sorry, I think NeNe has always been about herself and very selfish. And I don't think that her kids ever really came first. I'm sorry. I think there were a lot of times.
Yeah, she was getting on that pole for the kids. For formula?
At least for one. Before she met Greg.
Because she didn't want to work a desk job. I don't know. People tell themselves they do shit for their kids all the time, that at the end of the day, you could work a regular job for your kids too, but you decided to get on a pole. Why? So you can find a nigga with money, so you can have a better life, so you can skate your way onto a reality show eventually. You was always looking for a way to make
You
it
think
about you.
NeNe thought that far ahead to be on a reality show with a
Oh, not to
man?
be on a reality show, but to find a man. I think she knew she could find a baller in a strip club to save her. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, y'all. And I feel bad for NeNe as the mother of a child that you can't help. That's where I feel bad for her. But I do feel like a lot of the decisions in NeNe's life, I think she kind of brings a lot of this shit on
It's funny.
herself with just her overall mindset. I just think she's very, self-absorbed. I'm sorry. Like I wish because I mean, do we
I
know
can't
why the
disagree with
youngest son
everything.
had a heart attack yet?
I
You know?
I
can't
can't disagree with everything.
You got a
I'm with you
point.
on
You
that.
got a point.
you know, I'm just saying, like, can't y'all see her being a mom that's like, boy, get out of my face. Like, she don't give no, you crying. She don't care nothing about your fucking feelings. That boy done probably been alone crying so much in his fucking life.
Mm.
And I'm just saying, based on what, like, for instance, okay, keep it a buck. Why the fuck you think her and Kim Zolciak were such good friends? Birds of a feather flock
Now, I
together.
was thinking about her and Marlo.
Her and Marlo, her and Sheree, all of them are women that are essentially not really well educated. You know, they kind of seem like they was using their
Still
coochies to get men.
bridesmaids.
Oh,
They was using their coochies to get men. That's what they all
you
have in
know what I
common.
heard when you said that, Bondi?
What?
She's a hoe because she's sending her coochie through the mail.
Oh, what
That's
show was that?
loving basketball.
Oh yes,
Isn't that Loving Basketball?
because she handed her
Yes,
the
in the
note.
car. Yeah, when they was in
Uh-huh.
the car and they was arguing, he was like, "Why she got to be a hoe or whatever?" She's a hoe because she's sending her
coochie through the
through the
mail. And
mail.
it's like, first of all, bitch, she ain't put it in the mailbox. She gave it to you, so it wasn't even in the mail. Calm down. But
Right.
yeah. Now I feel what you're saying because she was like, "Are you feeling me? Yes or no?" It's like, so do you want this pussy? Yes or no?
I promise I'll leave you
Listen.
satisfied.
And see, no, that's not what I want for you, young girls. If you want the dick, it's because he better leave you satisfied, and I accept nothing less. If you're doing it to satisfy him, you lost, led astray, bewildered, bamboozled. Do better. Masturbate. Get out of my face. But yeah, I'm sorry. It feel like NeNe was like on the same. I mean, I say Kim Zolciak because I feel like the black women, y'all will understand their circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Y'all will give them the benefit of the doubt. But I need you to understand the Kim Zolciak. You know, like you was friends with this bitch. Just the girl you hung out with. Like, y'all, we can't negate the fact that you clicked. And then to this day, she on TMZ talk about how they still talking and shit, and she don't think Kim would lie to get back on TV. Girl, what? You still friends with that hoe?
But after she met her at the Women's Expo, she hugged her and then she went and talked shit about her like on an interview or something later. And now you saying something different? Okay, now I didn't know that, Bondi, but now what I'm hearing is let me say all of the right things just in case Kim does get a show, maybe, or on a show, she's able to finesse some things to slide me past Bravo so I could get back to where I was.
Which is the same mentality as Marlo and Sheree, opportunistic.
Mm.
Birds of a feather.
Y'all, please watch the Anna Nicole Smith documentary.
Oh, I need to. I'm so glad you reminded me.
Women.
Anna Nicole.
Is that on Netflix?
What were the other two?
Yes, on Netflix.
Thank you. Something to watch.
What were the other two? You were saying one in DC, one in Georgia. You were saying
the one. I think both are podcast actually. Atlanta Monster. They do have a Hulu docuseries on.
Okay.
Atlanta Monster is a Hulu docuseries.
Okay.
Anna Nicole Smith watched that docuseries on Netflix. And then the other one I was talking about, Freeway Phantom, is a podcast about DC's first serial killer.
Oh, wow.
They still don't know who it is.
Jesus, he probably done passed. Was that a long time ago?
Yeah, it was in the 70s.
Oh, he about gone. The glory.
Mm-hmm. Atlanta Monster was in the 70s too.
Oh, wow.
But they know who did that.
Lord,
thank you, Niecy. And you know, I would hate to implore on you because you be having so much stuff going on in your life. But I'm gonna just tell you, you need to get back to your
record.
I do. I do. You need to get back to making your content, and even if you don't want to make it about these TV shows, make it about the stuff that you're really passionate about. Because I love
Yeah.
watching your take on documentaries and stuff like that. And I feel like the TikTok girls will eat you up. So, you know, they
Yeah,
would
that would
really
be
enjoy your
easier to
content.
do
So
actually. I started
Oh,
doing shorts for like a hot
yeah.
second on
you
Unsolved, and
did.
it was cool. I can get back to that.
Please do.
Unsolved with NeNe.
Because I
Yes.
feel like I don't be knowing unless you be telling me sometimes about some of these documentaries,
Yes.
and I don't want to waste my time if it's not going to be good. So you need
And
to
the
get
ones
back
that
on
you
that.
be doing, like the one I had watched one and I loved it because I think it could have been like a new doc, but it
Oh,
was from like I like when you be covering like the stuff that we may not know about from like back in the day. But it was a
yes.
documentary I think that came out, but the
You
story was like when
you
the
talking about
man
that black man, the
they had
serial
all the
killer,
ladies in
Anthony
the house.
Sowell?
Yeah,
Yes, yeah, Unseen.
that was crazy.
Unseen was crazy. Like black serial killers really fascinate me because I really used to think black people didn't do that shit, but they do
Oh,
in all the metropolitan areas.
That's
listen, I hate to tell y'all that y'all need to watch Princella Clark again.
Priscilla.
But
What is
she
that?
Oh
uh
yeah,
Oh, the
the
lady.
YouTuber.
yes. Because I've been watching like a lot of her content, y'all. She made me pay for her subscription service and everything. And I've been
Not
watching.
she
She does a
made
lot of
you.
like she did because she did a video about Satanism that I wanted to watch because I was just interested. Like I was fascinated that she would even go and research Satanists. Because most black people, like, they not about to play with that in no way, shape, or form. So
Oh
I was like, I
God.
need to watch this fucking video. So I went and I'm like, y'all need to go to the fucking Satanist website and read that shit for yourself because it's insane the way they flipped everything with the religions and stuff like that because you would never go and look for this information. So you would never know that Satanists don't believe in Satan. They don't believe that Satan is real.
I
Like,
literally caught what you were saying before you even had to say that. I
Hmm.
literally caught what you were trying to say. How
I
things
feel
that we
like,
may believe could have possibly been flipped for us. And it's sad because it's not too far fetched because of thinking about slave times and how they didn't want you to read, and when you did start reading they probably taught you what they wanted you to know. They already
yeah,
manipulated things with how they were teaching and using the Bible against you.
yes.
So
I
it's
told you I
like
was reading that book.
I see where you're
I was reading that
going.
book. The book is called When God Was a Woman, and it talks about how. And I told y'all about it a while back because I started it. But it talks about how the men who were actually translating the Bible had their own biases, so they weren't translating the Bible in its actual entirety because they themselves don't see women as people that could do certain things. So if the Hebrew text said something, they were going to try to find a word that made them feel it was more realistic to what their narrative was, and they put that in the King James version of the Bible. And also the King James also came up with another book called Demonomics or something like that.
Hmm.
But it was basically about the witch trials. It showed people how to pinpoint if a woman was a witch or not. Tie her up, put her in the water. If she floats, then she's a witch and you stone her. If she's not, she
I heard of
drowned.
that
But oh
before.
What
well.
if she
I
didn't
know
know
you
she was
have.
a witch?
That's
I
it
know
don't
we
matter
have.
because they just
What
want
if
to
she a
kill
witch?
women. They just want to kill women. It don't matter. So I've been watching a lot of her content, and she talks about how black men can a lot of times be the worst of the predators, even worse than white men, because they're so sneaky and disarming that you don't know that they can do these things. So when you say now we're starting to realize that there are black male serial killers, well,
Yeah.
black serial killers, period, but it's probably more male than female. But
Hmm.
we didn't recognize that that was even something that happened because for so long we were just convinced that black people don't do these things. But black people do these things.
And
And
they
they just
do.
the idea that we thought that they couldn't let you know how like warped our perception was as to think that somebody's skin color means they're not going to kill multiple people in succession to make them a serial killer. Like when I think about that now, I'm kind of like, that don't even make no fucking sense. Like, that there are people, black people in, anywhere that could kill somebody or kill a whole bunch of people. So
Right.
we really was like, oh no, this can't happen. And I feel like that's that age of Aquarius shit that's going on, where back in like the 90s and the early 2000s, we felt very like particular about things. In 2023, you might rethink a lot of the shit that you thought when you was coming up, because
the 70s. That's why they ain't found the serial killers. I guarantee you that Freeway Phantom was a black man, just like Atlanta. People still are trying to say that that black man who was killing the kids in Atlanta did not do it. They think it was a white man. But be for real, what black kid is gonna feel safe going somewhere with a white man in the 70s?
Exactly. Especially
It's
in a
somebody in the
black
community.
neighborhood, they don't trust white people. What?
Yeah, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch
Yeah.
I gotta see it, because did they all pass? Because I gotta see where they all passed away, like what the area was, because this
That's
could have
why I
been a
want you to watch
trusted
it.
person in the community. So if it was a trusted person in the community, they could have welcomely went.
He had a music company like Brandon from Detroit called Star something, and he would put out flyers to recruit kids to come be like the Jackson 5.
Oh, I remember some of that. I saw some old like a news something. I think they went to his mama house or something and
Yes.
interviewed. Yeah, I haven't seen the docu, I don't think, but I saw something like a news report or something. I probably saw on YouTube. So okay. All right.
Sam Little. Look, there's a documentary about him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that is.
It's a black serial
The
killer.
biggest black serial killer.
Yeah. Killed like 90 people. That's what it said.
Damn,
Jesus. But I'm just saying, y'all, like, ain't
look
that
him up
crazy?
too.
Like the mindset of being pro-black. Like y'all saw, I told y'all I put that post up there. I'm not caping for black people no more, because y'all will kill anybody that try to free y'all. Like y'all will stone and kill and fight and argue with anybody that tries to save y'all. So I'm gonna take Tupac and his mama and Malcolm X and them advice and just go ahead and let y'all do what y'all gonna do.
Embarrassing.